number of steps that are in this butterfly and how long it takes, I have broken this video up into 4 parts. So in the first part, there's rows 1 through 3, as well as making these antennas. In the second part, you'll find rows 4, 5, and 6. And then I have in the third part, a top and a bottom of like finishing the wing of the butterfly. And then the fourth part will finish the other half of the butterfly, as well as show how to do some of the finishing touches on the butterfly. So let's jump into it. We're going to join at stitch marker C. So for these, we're gonna work from the right side here. So here's this blue stitch marker is our stitch marker C. So I'm gonna grab my yarn and I'll join with the slip stitch onto this first place here. So we're going to be starting, or really ending, the bottom part of the wing here. So we'll chain 3. And then in the next 2 stitches here, we'll create that double crochet 2 together. Starting to make it a little narrower on this piece here. And then we'll chain 3. And we'll skip this chain 3 space just as we've done before. And then we'll single crochet into this next chain 3 space. We'll chain 3, single crochet into this next space, just as we did on the other side. And then repeat that. So we'll chain 3 and single crochet into that. So we'll end up with 3 single crochets here with a chain 3 between each of them. And then we'll chain 3 again. We'll skip this chain 3 space, and then we'll double crochet into each of these stitches from the prior round. The double crochet stitches that we had before. Just as we've done many times on this butterfly. And then we'll turn. This next part we'll chain 3. Just like the last round, we're going to double crochet 2 together to continue bringing the shape of that wing more narrow. Now, after we do our double crochet 2 together, we're going to chain 7. And then we'll double crochet into each of these chain 3 spaces. So we'll skip this one. We'll double crochet into this one, and then we'll double crochet into this next one. Then we'll chain 7 again. And then we'll slip stitch. We're gonna skip this chain 3 space and we'll slip stitch into the double crochet 2 together stitch from the prior round. So we'll just slip stitch into that one, and then we'll turn again. Here we'll chain 1, and we're going to single crochet 10 times into each of these 2 chain 7 spaces, and then we'll slip stitch after that last one. So this is gonna be 10 single crochet stitches, 9 and 10, and then we'll do 10 more on this side. And then we'll just slip stitch to that last stitch that we had at the end. And then we'll turn again. And we'll chain 1, we'll single crochet into this first stitch, and then we'll do a picket stitch. So that's chain 3, and then single crochet into this third chain from the hook. And then we'll single crochet 3 times, or into each of the next 3 stitches. And we'll do another picket stitch. So chain 3, single crochet into the third chain from hook, and then we'll single crochet 3 more times into the next 3 stitches. And we'll chain 10, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, and we'll treble crochet into the 7th chain from the hook. So there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. I'll wrap over 2 times, and then we'll treble crochet. So it creates one of those little circles again. We'll chain 3 times. So you can see it'll end up kind of matching the other side here. Then we'll do the same kind of thing on this side too. So we'll skip 6 stitches. So we'll skip 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and then we'll single crochet into this next stitch. So just to make sure it mirrors the other side, we're going to single crochet into that one as well as the next 2. So we'll have 3 single crochet stitches right there beside each other. And then we'll have a picket stitch. So chain 3, single crochet in the 3rd chain from the hook, and then we'll single crochet 3 more times. And then we'll do another picket stitch. 1, 2, 3, and single crochet. I can get it. Single crochet in the 3rd from the hook. And then we're gonna, in this piece, we're gonna single crochet into this last stitch, and then we'll also slip stitch into that last stitch, and then we'll turn here. So we'll chain 6, and we're gonna skip this. Oops, 1, 2, 3, 4. Missed the last one. We're gonna skip the slip stitch and the single crochet from the prior round. We'll skip 2 single crochets. So we'll skip that one, and then we're gonna put a treble crochet right here in the middle between these 2 picket stitches. And then we'll chain 4, and we'll skip 2 single crochets again. So we'll skip this one and this one. And then we'll treble crochet into the next one after that 2nd picket stitch. Now we'll chain, we're gonna chain 5. And we're gonna get ready to put some stitches into this ring that we made on the prior round. So the first stitch is gonna be a double crochet stitch here. And then we'll chain 6, and then we'll put a treble crochet into the ring, and then we'll chain 6 again, and then we'll do a double crochet into the ring. Oops, that's not a double crochet. Double crochet into the ring, and then we'll chain 5, and put another double crochet into the ring. Not easy when it wraps up around itself. Now we'll chain 2, and we're going to skip this space here, and we're going to skip the first single crochet from that prior round, and then we'll put a treble crochet into the next stitch, just like we did on the other side before this ring. And we'll chain 4, and we'll skip 2 single crochet stitches, so this one and this one, and then we'll put a treble crochet into the one that's right in the middle between those 2 picket stitches. Now we'll chain 6, and we'll slip stitch to the end, or the first stitch that was on the prior round. So right around here, we'll go ahead and slip stitch, and then we'll tie it off. So when you're finished, it will look about like this. Now we're almost finished with our butterfly wings here. Other than the outside border and crocheting around the eyes and the wings, we're gonna go ahead and wrap up this last wing here. So here is our 4th stitch marker that we had placed. I'm gonna go ahead and join my yarn at this 4th stitch marker. Just gonna join with a slip stitch like the others. So this is gonna feel familiar. We're gonna chain 3 and then front post treble crochet around these first 4 stitches, these first 4 posts. And we'll chain 3. We're gonna skip this chain 3 space. We're gonna single crochet into this next chain 3 space. And then we'll chain 3 and single crochet into the next space. We'll do that about 3 times. So we'll chain 3, single crochet into the next space, chain 3, single crochet to the next space. So we should have 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah, so we'll have 4 single crochet stitches with the chain 3 between each one, and then we'll chain 1, we'll double crochet into this next chain 2 space. I may have said chain 3 space before, so those are chain 2 spaces there. So we'll double crochet into this next chain 2 space, and then we're gonna turn. We're not gonna finish this part yet. That will come later. So we'll go ahead and turn and get ready for the next part. And here we'll chain 3, and we'll single crochet into this next chain 3 space. We'll do this 3 times. So we'll chain 3 into this next, single crochet in the next space, chain 3, single crochet into the next space. That's 3 times, 1, 2, 3, and then we'll chain 3 again. And then we're gonna skip this chain 3 space from the prior round, and we're gonna back post treble crochet around these last 4 here. Last 4 posts, very familiar from what we've been working on. And then we'll turn. So here we'll chain 3. We'll do our front post treble crochets. There's 4 front post treble crochets there. We're on the first 4, and then we'll chain 3. We'll skip this chain 3 space. We'll single crochet into the next chain 3 space, and then we'll chain 3, single crochet into the next chain 3 space, we'll chain 1, and then we'll double crochet into this last chain 3 space here, and then we'll turn. We'll chain 3, single crochet into the next chain 3 space, we'll chain 3, and then we'll skip this chain space, and we'll back post treble crochet around these 4 posts here that we made in the previous round. And then we will turn again. You can see it starting to line up there. This is one of those rounds or rows that it gets a little bit tricky with. So we'll chain 3 and do our front post treble crochets just like we have with the prior rounds to start out. There's 3 and then the last one. Now we'll chain 3 and we'll skip this chain 3 space. We'll single crochet into this next space. Then we're going to chain 10. And we'll skip this next space right here, and then we'll single crochet into this next space. So then turning slightly, we're going to treble crochet into the 5th chain of the chain 10 that we made. So we'll just count out 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. It's pretty forgiving, and we're gonna have some single crochets around this. So if you get, you know, just somewhere in the middle of that chain is where you want to aim for. So we'll treble crochet into that space there, and then we'll chain 2. We'll skip the next spaces, so we're going to skip this space, these spaces here, and then we'll front post treble crochet around these 4 that we haven't been working on at this point. So you can see this part looks a little bit wonky, but it'll come together, don't worry. It's gonna be the eye of this, this wing. So we'll front post, treble crochet around these last posts for this piece here. And then we'll turn and get ready for the next. So we turned and we'll chain 3, and then we'll back post treble crochet around the first 4 stitches, the first 4 posts. And then we'll chain 2. We're gonna skip this space here from the prior round, and then we're gonna put 4 single crochets into the circle that was created by the treble crochet that was into the middle of this. So this, it'll kind of start to come together a little bit more, but you can see once you put this part of the chain down, it creates a little bit of a circle here. So really your single crochet stitches are going to go into like that treble crochet. So we'll do 4 single crochet stitches there. That'll be part of the eye, and then we will turn. Now we'll chain 3, and we'll skip this space here, and we're going to front post treble crochet around each of these stitches here. Okay, I have turned. I'm gonna chain 3 again. We're going to back post treble crochet around these first 4 stitches here. and we'll chain 4. We're gonna skip this space, and then we'll single crochet 2 times into the chain 5 space that we have right here. So we'll single crochet twice, and then we'll do a picket stitch. So that one's a chain 3, single crochet into the 3rd chain from the hook, and then we'll single crochet 3 more times into this chain 5 space. Then we'll do another picket stitch. 3. And then we'll single crochet 2 more times into this chain 5 space. So it should look about like that with 2 picket stitches. And then we'll chain 3. We'll skip this chain 3 space, and we'll back post treble crochet into the last 4 of these posts. I think I skipped a post here. To go back and get it. Okay, so we've got last 4 in here, and then we will turn. We're getting pretty close to the end. All right, so we'll chain 3, front post, treble crochet around these first 4 stitches. Oops. Then we'll chain 6. We're gonna single crochet in the single crochet stitch that's right between these 2 picket stitches. So we're gonna skip this space, we're gonna skip this single crochet stitch here. There's 2 of them right there. We'll skip those, we'll skip the picket. We'll skip there's 3 single crochet stitches between these 2 picket stitches. We're gonna skip the ones on the outside. We're just gonna treble crochet right in the middle between these, I'm sorry, not treble crochet, we're gonna single crochet right in the middle between those. And then we will chain 1. This is where we're gonna do that reverse single crochet back up this chain 6 that we made. So we'll stick our hook through, pull over, yarn over and pull through underneath, and then we'll yarn over and pull through. So we'll do the same thing, hook over or underneath, pull our string around, yarn over, pull through, and then we'll do it one more time. So we'll just do those stitches. So we'll go back up that. We only do that 3 times, and then we'll chain 3, and then we will front post treble crochet around these last stitches here. So we'll kind of end, let's see, over twice. We're going to be skipping like those spaces and stitches that are in between here. So this chain 3 space, we'll finish it with just these front post treble crochets in the last 4. And then we will turn again. Very close to the end here, so we'll chain 3, we'll back post, treble crochet around these first 4 stitches, just like we've done on the other ones. Then we're gonna skip these spaces right here. So we're really bringing this wing together now, you can see. So we'll skip the spaces, and then we're going to back post, treble crochet around these last 4 posts here. And then we'll turn again. And I'll show you real quick how it's kind of coming together on the front. Oops. So we'll turn. You can see how they're joining together up there. On this one, we're going to decrease the total stitches here. So we'll chain 3, and then we'll front post treble crochet around these first 2 here. So this chain 3 and the first treble crochet are almost going to count like if you were to do 2 together. So it'll look similar to what we're going to be ending up with on this other side too. So we're going to skip this stitch here, and we'll treble crochet in the middle between where they come together. And then we'll skip this one, and we'll front post, treble crochet around this next one. And then in these last 2, we're gonna front post, treble crochet 2 together, so it kind of brings it more toward a tip. So we'll start to do it, but we won't finish it. And then we'll go on to the second of the 2. Then we'll yarn over and bring all 3 of those loops together on the hook. And then we will turn. Just like we did on the other side, this has a big loop at the end. So we're gonna go ahead and chain 9. And we're gonna make that here now. So we chain 9, and then we're gonna slip stitch to the last stitch of this round. So we'll skip about 4, so 1, 2, 3, 4, and then we'll slip stitch here into this one. All this is gonna get covered up with a border, so it's not a huge deal if it's off 1 or 2. So then we'll tie off, and then we'll get ready for our finishing touches on our butterfly.